What's going on, folks? Hope you're having a wonderful night or day. I can't seem to stop thinking about Chrono Odyssey, especially with the announcement that Amazon is no longer going to be working on New World. The Nighthaven update was the last one, and the fact that they're canceling their Lord of the Rings MMO project. That was something that I planned on diving heavily into for 2026 alongside their game March of Giants, which just got recently acquired by Ubisoft. So for me, I've kind of been thinking to myself what I'd want to dive into heavily again, and Chrono Odyssey seems to be the one that comes to mind the most. I mean, it does make sense. I think a lot of people who played it, including myself in the last playtest, thought that it was a New World 2.0 or even potentially just a clone of New World, but I thought that there was a lot of potential there. One thing that I did really like was the combat differences. I couldn't even tell you what they were exactly right now, but all I know is that when I was playing Chrono Odyssey, it felt incredibly noticeable and much smoother even in its current state. Now, they did decide to delay the game because they did intentionally plan for it to come out around this time, but I think they made a great decision in doing that. They talked some about what they wanted to improve on in their last dev blog post. One of the primary things they talked about improving was the combat system, such as the input responsiveness, hit feedback, which is one of the big ones that I'm looking forward to seeing improvements on as well, damage feedback, skill synergies, skill descriptions and indicators, class balance. All classes were sharing similar roles, tank, healer, DPS, and lacking distinct identity. I'm actually thinking that I'll end up maining the Paladin when that officially comes out because we didn't have access to that in the last playtest, but several things they wanted to put back in the oven and improve on more before they actually released the game. Now, this was also a great decision because it gave New World the opportunity to have the Nighthaven update and then announce the shutdown, which caused a mass exodus of players. I was actually very curious if Ashes of Creation was going to be able to pull a huge audience. I never backed the game. Ever since its Kickstarter, I always was very wary about the game. I'm not going to talk smack about it because I know exactly what it's like for a crowdfunded or even a regular game that you put so much time and energy into, not live up to your expectations or not live up to the expectations that are set by the game company themselves. But after seeing its recent early access release, I'm starting to think that this one won't be the next big thing either. Honestly, Chrono Odyssey may not be as well, but now I do think that Chrono Odyssey sits as one of the top contenders for the New World refugees. I also couldn't stop thinking about it while playing Where Winds Meet. I love the game to death. I think they did a lot of great things that other MMOs and upcoming MMOs should take note of, most notably creating questlines that aren't just more of the run-of-the-mill fetch-based ones, and definitely creating a combat system that feels impactful. Also remembering to add features that are more social-based, even life skill-based, not just worrying about the combat aspects, but also remembering that there are players that sometimes just want to play a game of chess or some kind of mini-game. Chrono Odyssey's been pretty quiet on the website side of things, but they've been semi-active on the social media, giving us updates every now and again. A lot of them are just tidbit showcases, but one of the last ones they showed off was the performance and optimization improvements to their equipment rendering. Visuals are not going to be final, but they are looking very good so far. They also mentioned in the last blog post, which was back in July by the way, that they were going to be improving the weapon swapping, the combat depth and pacing, enemy patterns, camera movements and angles, the enemy AI and response time, the difficulty when it comes to the PvE, the combat UI and FX. PvP is going to be seeing some changes as well as things that are out in the world. One thing I do really like about Chrono Odyssey, maybe even more than New World actually, is the lore. I want to see more of the Sentinels in action. I want to see where the storyline goes. I think they've got a really good foundation to go off of, and I'm really curious to see where it leads. I think what I'll probably end up doing when it comes to Chrono Odyssey, because I do love to ramble and just have so many ideas, is make a bunch of different topic videos just talking about things that they could improve on, things that they could check into ahead of time. Talking into the void is something I love doing. It'll probably spark some interesting conversations as well, and who knows, we might even be able to get the attention of the team. I'll probably start with some of the more basic topics, such as like features I'd love to see in Chrono Odyssey, and just work my way from there. But if you guys have any specific ideas, I'd love to hear them, and I'm also kind of figuring out what I want to do when it comes to the lore. I lost a lot of the old footage that I had for the game, so it's going to take me a little bit to get reacquainted with the lore. But let me know what you guys think about Chrono Odyssey so far in the comments below. Have a great rest of your day, folks. Farewell.